What is going on, World Mobile Nation? Welcome back to the DApp Central YouTube channel. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, I want to give you guys some updates surrounding the development of the World Mobile Protocol. Now, if it's your first time hearing about World Mobile, they're going to be a platform being built right now on Cardano, aiming to connect the unconnected through a sharing economy. If you guys want to find out more exactly about how this protocol works, all of the features utilized as a part of the protocol, and exactly how revenue will be generated using this unstoppable network, then I highly recommend that you check out my initial video covering this protocol. That said, as a part of today's video, first things first, I want to talk to you guys about a recent Twitter thread or a recent Twitter update that was posted by Mickey Watkins, who is the World Mobile CEO. Following that, I want to highlight the fact that we now have an additional 13 AirNodes, which have been recently deployed within the Zanzibar region, which is going to be the first place that we've seen the actual AirNodes roll out over the course of the last year. Following that, I want to briefly dive into their monthly roundup report, which highlights all of their key stats and updates as a part of the month of February. I also want to briefly talk to you guys about a new AirNode design that has been released and a new Uptime Milestone, as well as their brand new newsletter, which has just begun rolling out. Now, before we jump into all of that great content, my goal here is to provide you guys in the community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews for the top builders in Cardano, which includes the World Mobile Protocol. I'm also a single stake pool operator operating the official DApp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. If you guys would like to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the stake pool. At this time, we've just crossed the 3 million ADA delegation threshold, and I just want to take a brief minute to say thank you to all of my delegators. That said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the first bit of content, which is going to be the Twitter thread released by Mickey Watkins. Now, it reads here that the team has been traveling and that they've also attended the World Mobile Congress event, which is taking place in Barcelona. Now, what Mr. Telecoms here, or Mickey Watkins, has just reported is that he's just got back from a 32-hour trip from the Middle East to meet with business partners. On top of that, he spent more than 14 hours of that time flying, but the work never stops, as 15 of the team members are currently at the World Mobile Congress event in Barcelona. Now, over there, they're an official partner of the GSMA Foundry. Scrolling down a little bit further, it continues to read, we're rolling out in 5 countries simultaneously, and we're assessing even more. Even more. Now, I want to quickly just plug in a recent Twitter space that was held by the team at the end of the month of January. This basically highlights their intended rollout in new countries, which include Asia, and I believe as well as the United States. If you guys want to find out more about this entire Twitter space, I highly recommend that you go ahead and check it out using the link that I've left down in the description below. Jumping back into the Twitter thread, it reads here, more AirNodes recently went up in Zanzibar, and we also hosted government meetings at the Aerostat site. Now, the Aerostat is going to be the actual balloon holding the wireless connectivity payloads. And so I just want to highlight that there. In addition to all of the above, we're closing deals, creating partnerships, and filing patents. So again, a pretty brief update here. If you guys are not already following World Mobile on Twitter, then I highly recommend that you go ahead and do so. The next update I want to briefly highlight is going to be the fact that we now have an additional 13 new AirNodes that have been released or deployed in the Zanzibar region. So heading over into WMT Scan, we can see that the price of each of the World Mobile tokens is currently sitting at 0.19 cents. With a current market cap of $70 million, with a total supply of 2 billion tokens, of which 365 million are currently circulating, with over 270 million globally staked. If I scroll down here, we've got a heat map of the Zanzibar region. And what I want to point out is that we now have a total of 260 AirNodes. As a part of my last update video, this number was currently sitting at 247. So we've seen 13 new ones come up within the last week and a half. Now, when it comes to the total network consumption within the last 24 hours, this is sitting at 264 gigabytes of data. In comparison with our prior updates, this is a little bit low, as we've seen this number consistently staying at above 1 terabyte. So this is a little bit of a downer here, but again, it's not the end of the world, given that we will continue to see more AirNodes being released to the greater community. When it comes to the unique users within the last 24 hours, this is currently sitting at about 18,700 users. Again, this is down from the all-time high of about 21,000 users within this particular region. Very lastly, we are now over 300 days of network uptime. So congratulations to the team as this network continues to show its resiliency. Next thing I want to move into is going to be the monthly roundup, in which I've highlighted a few key points that I want to mention to you guys. If you guys are not already following this team and all of their blog releases on their official website, you can go ahead and access them by going to worldmobiletoken.com/blog. As a part of the February 2023 monthly roundup, within the AirNode update section, it continues to read, World Mobile is ending the month with a strong 260 AirNodes in the Zanzibar region. That's what we just took a look at there on WMT Scan. Now, the World Mobile app, right, which is going to be the app actually allowing you to connect to purchase credits for the actual WMT network, is going to be launching on Google Play. So it reads here, after many months of development and testing, the World Mobile app has now been submitted to Google Play and should be live in Zanzibar in the coming days. Scrolling down, when it comes to Mickey Watkins attending the Satoshi Roundtable, which I briefly highlighted that took place in Dubai as a part of my latest updates, it says here that between the 2nd and 7th of February, Mr. Telecoms, or Mr. Mickey Watkins himself, attended the Satoshi Roundtable. The roundtable brings together leading developers, CEOs, founders, scientists, academics, and investors for high-level discussions aiming to grow and evolve the industry. That said, I think this was a really good opportunity for Mr. Mickey Watkins to bring forth what the actual WMT platform is building to a broader community, therefore hopefully raising additional interest into the World Mobile Protocol. Now, I want to close this section out here by highlighting the fact that we now have a new AirNode design, which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here in just a second. It reads, the team is currently in the process of updating the AirNode firmware across Zanzibar. And if you're not familiar with what the word firmware means, it's basically just the software running on top of the physical hardware. Now, this is going to allow AirNodes to manage access based on purchase data bundles, and this is being done on a zone-by-zone basis in the Zanzibar region so that each zone can be updated, tested with a selected group, and then extended to all of the users within that zone. So a slow and methodical approach here when it comes to updating all of the AirNode firmware across the first region that we're seeing the World Mobile Network begin to roll out. Now, very lastly, these new AirNodes also feature a different design with a visible cylindrical antenna above the main AirNode housing, as you can see on this AirNode in Amani. If I jump over here into this other tab here, we can see the actual new version of the AirNodes. If you guys are not familiar, the previous version of the AirNodes were a little bit bulkier, and so these do seem to be reduced or smaller in size with additional capabilities. So it says here from the official Twitter, this is going to be the location in Amani, Zanzibar, and it reads, if you were to travel directly from East Zanzibar City, you would eventually find yourself in the area known as Amani. Amani translates to peace in Swahili, but don't let that fool you, as this area is full of life. So again, here just a brief update here on the brand new version of the AirNodes themselves. In closing of today's brief update, I want to highlight the fact that the World Mobile Network has now been up for a total of more than 300 days straight when it comes to network uptime. Again, showing the resiliency and the stability of what this particular protocol and platform are building. And so at this time, I want to briefly highlight also that the testnet for Aya is currently ongoing with the onboarding of additional EarthNode operators. If you guys hold an EarthNode NFT, I highly recommend that you go ahead and join their server on Discord and register to become a participant as a part of this testnet. Now, I will have a pretty big announcement coming over the course of the next few weeks, so stay tuned as it pertains to the actual supporting of the World Mobile Network. I'll let you guys read a little bit between the lines here until that announcement is posted. The very last item I want to mention is that if you guys want to get the World Mobile newsletter, which basically covers everything that I've highlighted as a part of this video, straight to your inbox every single month or as soon as it's released, then make sure to go ahead and sign up using the link that I'm going to be leaving down in the description below. As you guys can see here, it's a very informative newsletter, basically highlighting all of the different developments, which include the recent B2B or the B2C, onboarding within the Zanzibar region, as well as the recent attendance at the World Mobile Congress event that just took place in Barcelona. Again, it also highlights the brand new redesign of the AirNodes, as well as the ability to actually go ahead and get on the whitelist to purchase AirNodes once those become available. That said, that is going to bring us to a close for today's update on the World Mobile Protocol. If you guys found any of the information that I talked about in this video to be helpful, please make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stumbling by or stopping by the channel, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me about the World Mobile platform or about Cardano in general, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, I will see you guys in the next video.